rat tried making a home inside that mattress. Ugh. Or, I don't know. That could be anything, I guess. Here's the master bedroom. I'm just getting the mattress and everything out so I can get the carpet ripped out. Once I get that ripped out, hopefully there's no water damage. That corner seems a little suspect, but I don't know. We'll see. And then I'll film it once I get all that ripped out. All right, so I got the bed, that bed box storage thing out. And so I'm going to start ripping up the carpet. And there's also linoleum, or this stuff underneath the carpet as well. So I got to get all of that up. Did I mention it's hot in here? Yes, I'm going to complain throughout this whole video because this is feeling like hell, literally, temperature-wise, and emotionally and physically. So, yeah. So I was in the middle of ripping carpet up, still working on that. Had to take a few breaks because it's hot. So I ripped there was like a fabric headboard, I guess, off. Whoops, something fell over. And I noticed where the screws are at, their screws were rusty. And then I noticed some goopy stuff underneath that transition strip. Transition strip, the whole back of it is moldy. And looks like that is moldy. So there's definitely some water damage going on there. I was thinking this corner might have some. I haven't got the linoleum up yet, so we'll see. I gotta rip all of this out and see what's hiding under there and go from there. I just got the carpet ripped off of this. There's still carpet underneath these cabinets. I was hoping to not have to remove those. Unfortunately, I probably will. We have some rotten wood and mold down here, rusty screws. So I'm gonna have to pull this panel off. I haven't gotten this linoleum up yet. I'm kind of scared because if that looks like that, I'm sure the floor underneath probably looks just as nasty, if not worse, depending on where the water's coming from. So this is definitely a can of worms that has a can of worms that has a can of worms and some more can of worms. Sorry, my lenses. There we go. It's all foggy. I want to break down and just cry. But I'm trying to turn that sad and broken energy into moving forwards and just trying to get the best we can out of what we paid. So behind that panel in the front is the water pump. And it looks like wherever the water was coming in, I think it could be from around there. I don't know. Could be the water pump leaked at one point. It's dry-ish, I guess. So yeah, that's mold. Ugh. Ugh. Ants like crazy. Stinks god awful. So I'm assuming because the water pump's here, it could have been a leak. So we'll just clean all that. Probably have to uninstall the water pump and refit all the lines. Like there's hose clamps and things like that there and here. And I don't know, this is all new and foreign to me, so I'm gonna have to find some YouTube videos or whatever and see what I can do to kind of like tighten this up, because if it was leaking at one time, it's still possible that that leak is not fixed, and we'd have to make sure that that's not leaking. And like I said, I wouldn't be going through all of this. I really just want to set fire to it. Like, set fire to it and move on with my life, but this is our home. This is what we have to live in for a year because all of our money has been dumped into this crap box. Every layer is just takes my hope away. Every layer that I peel back just makes me feel more and more hopeless and frustrated and scared and all those things. I'm just trying to focus on what needs to be done and how I need to do it. This is the light that's on the back wall, the headboard for the master bedroom. And you can already tell that there's been water pooling inside that electrical. And I can already see black mold. And it's like as soon as you peel these layers back, you start to smell it. Like, wow, this wallpaper really does hide stuff. Just advice for anybody who's gonna buy a used camper. I don't know, don't. So I'm gonna end up having to take all these cabinets and everything down. Unfortunately, it's mostly seems like it's on the left side. This light over here doesn't look like there was water in it, and doesn't look like there's mold. This white powdery stuff, but I don't know if that's mold. So it looks like it could be coming from, oh, that's soft, from the top and running down. I'm assuming. So I'm gonna I gotta disconnect this. So I do have the battery all disconnected. There's no electric in here, hence the reason why I'm sweating my butt off. I don't want to run the air conditioner anyway because it's just going to circulate mold spores. And I can't wear a mask in here and be able to breathe. It's just so hot. So I'm going to be coughing and hacking and probably have to take some sort of detox for mold. I don't know. This is a hot mess. I don't know how good this thing is doing, but it is very necessary. Let me show you. Yay. So this is the top panel, and it is very moldy, and there's still water hanging out. Sorry, my hands are shaking. It's hot and I'm tired already. So that's lovely. I gotta rip all this insulation out so I can find where the water is coming from specifically. Oh, this is a mess. This is beyond a nightmare. Like, I don't even know how to emotionally process this. It stinks so bad. Oh, that's the top panel. And that's where your heads would be while you sleep. So that's a slow death right there, folks. Yeah. Yep. I'm unscrewing the cabinet. I gotta pull all these cabinets out. Those cabinets. And that side too, because all the paneling is behind it. I'm thinking the roof, since there's water still, you can see the water dripping right there. The water's still trapped in there, and it's coming down. I might have to take this board up, and just this whole back bedroom is just gonna have to be ripped completely out. At least this side especially. I may be able to leave that wall intact depending on what it looks like behind there, but that cabinet definitely has to come out. This is a nightmare. I just got that top cabinet that was up here down, and opening the cabinets, you can smell the mold just pouring out of them. All those screws are rusty, so clearly that has been like that for a while. Looks like most of the water is on this side again. That side is a little more solid. A couple of these screws weren't even like turning out. They were just spinning because they're all not attached to anything because it's all rusted. So I'm working on getting these panels off. I gotta get these cabinets out first. A million freaking screws. I'm not putting this back in here if we even get to that point of putting this thing back together, because it's got mold all on the backside of it from the wood. You know, this is just particle board stuff. It's absorbing all of that. We'll just have to figure something else out as far as storage space if we get this all put back in. So I got the left side cabinet down. I still gotta pull that one out. It's quite the process. And you can see all the mold. And you open it up and it just gets worse and worse as far as the smell. I'm afraid when I was pulling the screws out of here, these were rusty. I'm afraid it's worked its way into the roof as well. We will see. I'm going to take a couple minutes break, get some fresh air, and come back and get this all taken off. So I ripped that left side down. It looks like this is the roof material. I'm assuming that they just wrapped and put down. And you can tell that water obviously has been running on top of that and down into the inside of the wall, and it keeps going down, 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 down. So all of this is going to have to be removed, and then it looks like some of this wall here was affected, so we'll see. Clearly the leak is coming from the roof, because it's running down this and causing all of the water to run here. And you can tell it's all rusty. It's been there for a while. It's not something that happened overnight, that's for sure. And so that's where I'm at. I still got to pull. You can see all that mold and rot, bugs, God knows. I still got to pull down that side. I just figured since this side was the worst, I can kind of see where it's going. I mean, nothing in here is salvageable. Everything's connected. There's not much to attach anything to, so patching is kind of difficult, especially when there's mold involved, because all of that has, like, that's insulation, but there's white fuzzy mold that had been growing, not the black stuff, but the white fuzzy stuff that had just been sitting in there growing. So that's all gonna have to just come out. Otherwise, you're breathing that while you're trying to sleep. So I don't know. I don't think the roof here is affected, but like I said, when I was pulling some screws out, they were rusty. So I don't know. I don't know if that roof's gonna have to come down. I'm really not. I'm hoping not. I'm really, really hoping not. I mean, worst comes worst, there's a transition strip right here, so maybe I can just pull that section down and that will be it. But I don't know. I'm just gonna try to get this bottom half and all this out so I can see how bad the damage is back there, and then go from there. So I pressed the pause button on this mess because of this wall and how it is. I know there's mold in there. You can see it underneath the wallpaper. I'm just going to take a break from it because the expense alone of replacing it is, I don't even want to think about it right now. So I ripped up, we have some stuff piled up in here, so I just ripped up the linoleum and the piece of carpet that was in the front here. There's the pop out and all the major damage there. That whole floor needs to be done and replaced, but I wanted to see what it looked like around it, because clearly there's some spots. Now, sorry for my coughing. This mold doesn't help. The linoleum, at first I thought this was like glue or dirt or something like that, but all that black is mold. it's, you know, the white and then black. It's like dry, you know, yucky mold. They started to grow underneath there. I'm seeing some water damage along in here. I'm assuming that could be from there. We still haven't pulled the bottom down yet to see exactly what the floors look like. And like I said before, this spot here is super soft. And so we don't know if it's because it's rotted from the underside. That foam in there is full of water or what. Yes, I am barefooted because my shoes are I'm sweating so bad. My shoes are causing me to have blisters even with socks on, and I can't walk with shoes on. It hurts my feet so bad. I'm pulling out staples now from the linoleum being stapled down, so I don't get those in my feet. I've already stepped on a staple earlier this week, and it's not fun. So, yeah, that's that. And this is near the pop out where a ton of the damage. The ants are having a good meal and roaches and whatnot right now. So all around here, and the flooring is moldy. I'm trying to get the linoleum out from underneath there and evaluate what's going on. It's moldy here. The wood has been warped and somewhat rotten down at the bottom of these slide out caps or whatever you want to call them. I'm predicting that the only thing that will not be replaced is the kitchen. And so far, the flooring around that, haven't gotten under there or anything around the refrigerator yet to see if there's any mold or evidence of that in there. So far, the only room, technically, if you want to call it room or space, that won't have to have walls redone is the kitchen area. Everything else, the ceiling is where it was leaking when I first found it, and then that led me to see the rot in the back wall, and then that led us to see the rot in the whole outdoor kitchen, the rot in the slide out in the kids' room. There's water damage on this side of the pantry, probably under the pantry. This slide out needs to be changed or replaced. All the paneling along the floor, because it wicked up all the water and mold, needs to be replaced. And then the whole bedroom needs to be replaced. So pretty much we have an aluminum shell. The shower needs to be redone. We noticed that they screwed the shower panels to the wall and then cover them up with duct tape, which I remember seeing that and thinking, okay, well, it's just the shower, it's not a big deal. I mean, we did buy it knowing that there are some things that were just very superficial and, you know, within our scope of knowledge and money to fix, but none of this was known or expected, especially because of the price, and we trusted the owner's word. And I'm crushed. My hope is gone. Every layer I peel back, there's just more and more and more, and all I can think about is the health condition of my children and myself and my family, and the money we paid, and this is what we got. And what do we do? So I'm going to quit for the day. I'm going to pull some staples out of the floor. I'm going to quit for the day. I'm hot. I'm sweating like crazy. I feel like I can't breathe. And I'm just going to give my body a break, my lungs a break, and just kind of wait till my husband gets home and we'll reevaluate again. And we're not giving up messaging this guy. We're constantly sending him messages, begging for him to make it right. In every way we possibly can to contact them. So it's not like we're not communicating. We're trying. We are begging, and nothing is happening so far. I can't wrap my mind around any of it. It's so hard to process. So I'm going to pull staples and then take a break. Maybe get back at it tomorrow. Pray over it tonight and see what happens, and maybe God will renew my strength or send a miracle or something. I don't know. Oh, God, I need a miracle. I need a miracle and a miracle on top of that miracle.